a video on fermenting. So I want to ferment a few liquids out of curiosity. I'm going to collect some natural yeast, and I'm going to use some grapes that I bought on the market. They're, at the end of the day, they're a little bit worse for wear, but they were cheap, next to nothing really. So some of them are way past their best. The others are fine. So these here are, they're too gone. They're far too gone. But these here, as long as we don't wash them, we can pick through them. That's too gone. That's too gone. I mean, they're already kind of starting to ferment, like those there that are going bad are already starting to ferment. And some of these here, they'll be already starting to ferment on the inside. So that's kind of quite good. So we're not going to wash them. We're going to put them in, we're going to squish them and put them in a container. So like that, using our hands just to squish them, and then we're going to leave them out. We're going to crunch them down as well, and it'll take a few days, but we'll start to get some bubbles from them starting to ferment, and then we can take the liquid that that comes out of the grapes juice that will have the yeast in it, and then we can use that yeast to ferment some other things. So I was kind of thinking that, well, I was faffing around and I made homemade yeast extract, and I tried it before, and I'd made it using some spent yeast for from beer, and it wasn't very nice. So I then got some bread yeast. That'll be fine. I then got some bread yeast and faffed around with that, and it was really kind of quite nice. In fact, delicious actually. Didn't really taste of Vegemite or Marmite or any of those other types of things. It kind of had a different flavour altogether. So I was kind of thinking, well, the beer yeast was too bitter to what we call it, to use to make Marmite, Vegemite. So I kind of was thinking that, well, what we should do, are those any? No, those are too far gone, but not to worry. So what we should do is I'll make some, I was planning on making some ginger beer and some things like that. So what I'll do is I'll make some ginger beer, we'll ferment some apples and make some cider, and we'll ferment some other kind of liquids that we kind of get our hands on. Oh yeah, I've got some liquid from some poached pears. So we'll have a go at fermenting that once we've collected this yeast, and then all the yeast that collects at the bottom of the alcohols that we're making, we can then use that to see what kind of Marmite, Vegemite kind of it makes, which I think will be kind of quite interesting. And I do like a bit of cutting down on food waste. So will that be enough? Probably. So yeah, that'll do. So now we need something to smash it down a bit. So we'll use a rolling pin just to extract more juice out of these grapes. There will be natural yeast on the outside of it, on the skins of the grapes. So it's already, yeast is already present. So we're only really making it ferment just that little bit easier. If you wash them, you would remove the yeast, and that's not what we want to do. We want the natural yeast to be present. And there'll be some yeast on the hands as well, because I've squished them by hand. So that's that. All we need to do now is keep an eye on it, give it a stir every day, and then it'll start to bubble. And then when it's really bubbly, we will have collected the yeast, and it will start to ferment. And then we can take that liquid and we can ferment some other things, which is kind of quite interesting. So 2 days later, I put a bit of cloth on top with an elastic band just to stop anything from getting in. It's that time of year when we get fruit flies. So nothing much is going on. There's no kind of bubbles there's one or two bubbles, but I think that's where I've been stirring it. So what we'll do is we'll just mix it around a bit, and any kind of yeast that's forming will get on the top, will get moved around to the bottom. So that's kind of fine. So, does it smell of anything? No, it just smells a little bit of grapes at the moment. So we'll see how long it takes. I might put it on the windowsill in the sunshine and see what happens for a day or two. But at the moment, everything's all right. There we go. 4 days later, and left it on the windowsill for a day, and we've got proper fermentation happening. All those bubbles, all those spaces. That shows that the yeast is causing fermentation and producing carbon dioxide. I know we're not really supposed to put it on the windowsill. It's not supposed to be in direct sunlight, but it's a bit changeable this time of year. So it's warm on some days and cold on other days. So I just kind of thought, if I put it on the windowsill, it's going to warm up naturally, and a bit of sunshine, and it'll just ferment just that little bit quicker. So you can actually freeze. I'm going to leave it another couple of days before I start fermenting things, just so it properly starts getting going. But you just take off a little bit of that, stir it around, and take off a little bit some of that juice, and then add it to whatever you want to kind of ferment, and then it will start fermenting that liquid or fruit or whatever you kind of want to do. I don't know what type of yeast I will have collected. There's lots of different types of yeast that ferment, that kind of cause fermentation. So it's just kind of a bit of a look at the draw. If you're wanting something a little bit stronger, you have to purposely buy specialty yeasts. Champagne yeast generally tends to make a stronger alcohol. This won't make a particularly strong alcohol. It might be, I don't know, 8%, something like that, but not very kind of strong. Maybe 5%, something like that. But there you go. Kind of quite interesting, and a little bit of a fun experiment.